April 5th, 2025. Silence is the language of God. Everything else is just poor translation. So let's talk about it. Bitcoin. What's the use case? Absolutely, by far, when I discuss Bitcoin with people, they will constantly, incessantly, intelligently intelligently. I respect fully this question of Bitcoin, of what is the use case. And Satoshi, I feel, gave us the answer to that. In the Genesis block. On the Bitcoin blockchain is like a phrase, a quote, some words. Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks. This was posted in a newspaper article. I have it right on my wall here. Saturday, January 3rd, 2009. It was number 69523. Article number, issue number. The issue number. Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks in the Genesis blockchain. In the Bitcoin blockchain world. That's not a subtle thing. That is the thing. 2009. Bailouts for banks. 2009. 2008. The global crisis. Right? Poor money management. People did not follow the principles of proper money management to take care of the general economy, to protect those without financial education. And it all fell apart. And governments around the world gave money to those who poorly managed the money. And those people profited from these poor decisions. They were making bad decisions. And they profited from those bad decisions. We're going to bundle up this loan. We're going to bundle it up into this thing. At the bottom of this package, there's all crap loans. But we're going to bundle it up nice. And we're going to give huge payouts. You give me $1,000 and I'll give you $1,100. You made $100 for buying this package of crap. And everybody got bonuses. And it all collapsed. And when it collapsed, the people who got the bonuses, the people who made that extra money, were like, the whole economy is going down. So pay us. Give us all the money that we screwed up with. So we'll take that money and we'll take the other money that we made. All right, so a bunch of guys got rich. So what? Who got hurt? There's always rich guys around. Who got hurt? Anybody, definitely anybody who saved their money in a bank account. If you saved your money in the bank, if you have $100 in savings and there is $10,000 that exist, okay? So this $100 can buy you 10 water bottles. Now, everything falls apart, and the government's like, let's bail them out, and they give all the money to these guys, and they have to create money to do that. You hit the money printing button. So now, there's from $10,000, just for argument's sake, in circulating supply, now there's $15,000. Let's make this even simpler. $20,000. $20,000 circulating. You got $100 in the bank. Buys you 10 bottles of water. Now, your $100 after this, $100 now buys 5 bottles of water. You still have $100. So a lot of people that don't have financial education are like, I still got $100. Government saved everything. But you ain't buying the same amount. It's not getting you 10 bottles of water anymore. That's one thing. The other thing is more straightforward. If you own certain companies and certain stocks, they're gone. They're annihilated to zero, and you just lost a lot of money in the stock market that way. So there was a lot of anger, and I encourage you strongly to research and watch the Occupy Wall Street movement. And Occupy Wall Street. There's a bunch of people that were not happy. They stood outside of the stock market. They wanted blood. Occupy. Occupy. This is a military term, right? This is a military term. Occupy Wall Street is a military term, right? Violence. Violence, right, comes from anger. People got so angry and they were helpless. Right? They were helpless. And they were angry. And they got their stuff together. And they didn't go to a cafe that day, go to Starbucks and sit down and have a cup of coffee. They didn't go to grandma's house to hang out and have tea and crimpets. Right? They marched, they walked on the street with signs because their anger drove them to do it. They felt helpless, they were angry. Some understood that they had lost their buying power. Some had lost directly money on the market. Forget about loans that collapsed housings. But the underlying feeling is violence. No violence occurred, right? No violence occurred. Good. We don't want violence to occur, right? But something was born. Something was born, right? What is the use case for Bitcoin? What is the use case for Bitcoin? Satoshi let you know. In the Genesis blockchain, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. Go back and ask those people that wanted to occupy Wall Street. Ask them in 2008. They were angry. They felt helpless. They wanted to occupy Wall Street. They felt violence. And that's why that term occupy was born. There was no violent attack on Wall Street. Thank God, we don't want violence. But similar to how the United States had to fight back against England to get its freedom, the emotion, the unfairness got you out of bed. Put a rifle in your hand to defend your freedom. They didn't resort to violence. That's not what happened. And that's the world we want to live in. But that pressure, the anger, the hopelessness, the feeling of violence and occupying Wall Street, it didn't spill out into physical violence. But something was born.